Hey everyone, this is MrAddOil again, helping you fight your today for your better tomorrow. And today we're going to continue this video series on how I made a decision to attend the Block Thankful Online Coding Bootcamp. We're going to be covering the arguments that convinced me to commit to this online coding bootcamp, and we are on argument number 5, which is affordable tuitions. So we're going to be talking about the advantages of an affordable tuition, disadvantages, and how you can overcome those disadvantages. And we're going to be talking about that coming up. So one of the biggest arguments that also won me over to attending the Block Online Coding Bootcamp is because there's affordable tuition. And that's one of the advantages. So one of the advantages of affordable tuition is you avoid You avoid debt like the plague. So if you are really sensitive or you really hate debt, then attending an online coding bootcamp might be a good fit for you because typically they're more affordable than an on-site coding bootcamp, especially like the supposedly really good online coding bootcamps like Hack Reactor, Galvanize You, and App Academy. So attending those on-site coding bootcamps, it can cost you up to like $30,000. So if you want to avoid taking out a student loan or just paying that amount of money later on in a form of debt, or just paying that off in the future, then attending an online coding bootcamp will be a good fit for you because you avoid the debt like the plague and it's affordable. So you can just pay it off with cash and mitigate and just avoid debt like the plague. And most coding bootcamps nowadays, they're teaching full stack JavaScript. So across the board, the curriculum or the things that you'll be learning are pretty similar. So with that in mind, I think it makes sense. For me, it made a lot of sense for me to just pick the Block Online Coding Bootcamp. I was about to consider another coding bootcamp called Covalence, but they were pricing their online coding bootcamp at like $9,500. There was a price increase actually. If it stayed at $6,000, I think I might have just went on board with that, but I didn't go on board with Covalence for several reasons. One of them was price. Second was brand recognition. So I chose Block because it has a brand and it was affordable. And when I mean affordable, Block's online coding bootcamp business model is subscription. So you pay a little bit over $1,000. I think for me it's like $1,063 per month. So that's really awesome. So that's why I have a goal to finish it within 3 months, preferably before the last day of the next subscription update or payment. That way I can just spend $2,000 or $3,000 on my coding bootcamp, which is a steal of a deal. So it's like the Block Online Coding Bootcamp, has affordable tuition. It's a steal of a deal when it comes to value, right? You're getting a guided roadmap of what success looks like, right? You know that if you accomplish or finish an entire curriculum, churn out your 3 capstone projects, you'll be job ready for like a junior developer or an entry-level software engineer role upon graduation. Next, for this price of like $1,000 a month, you also get one-on-one mentorship and these QA sessions where you get to talk to a live senior software engineer that actually works at a tech company to help you out with your problem. So when I weighed all of that together, the value for the price, it was just a no-brainer for me to pick the Block Online Coding Bootcamp versus taking a bigger risk and like attending App Academy, Hack Reactor, or Galvanize You, where like the entire package, I think the most affordable one will be, I might be wrong, but it might be Hack Reactor. It's close to 20K, maybe like 18, 19K. And then a more expensive one will be App Academy, which is really close to 30K. So I mitigated the risk because even attending these high-end coding bootcamps, they don't guarantee you a job, right? So I'm mitigating that risk by going the affordable route, not taking the debt, so that I have more freedom to take on maybe like an internship or like an apprenticeship or even like a lower paying software developer job as a worst case scenario, because I can afford to do that because my initial investment was much lower. So my expectation is also much lower. Not to say that I won't get a really good like 6-figure software developer job as my first gig, but the way that this pricing model has been set up, like it just mitigates the risk and it affords me with more options when it comes to choice later down the line. The second advantage is because you save so much money on tuition, like I said, if I were able to complete the block online coding bootcamp in 3 months, it's just $3,000, maybe like $3,300. And then with the extra capital that you have in hand, you can reinvest it in other resources. Like Outco, right? This is another type of, it's not a coding bootcamp, it's a software engineer career accelerator. I don't really know what that means, but they help you land software developer jobs, right? So you can invest your money into that and they can help you land a job right after your coding bootcamp by helping you, giving you support with interview questions, data structure type of questions and algorithms. So the disadvantage of affordable tuition. Well, the first one is you get what you pay for, right? Like the block online coding bootcamp, the curriculum is not the sexiest, it's not the best. It's just plain text, right? It's like doing free code camp. It's not been that great compared to free code camp, but you're following along this text-based curriculum and you're just doing exercises. There's no recorded video content or anything. You're just following this roadmap and then you're just trying to get it done by leveraging other resources to finish the assignments in that curriculum. And the other cons or disadvantage of affordable tuition is you're usually getting the second or third best of that coding bootcamp because they're saving all their resources, all their attention for their flagship product, which is usually the full-time or the on-site coding bootcamp. And the second disadvantage is you have to be okay with getting like below a junior level developer role, if that makes sense. That means like you might have to be okay getting, like as your first foot in the door, a software developer internship or apprenticeship, or even a lower paying junior developer role. Because, I mean, that might happen, right? I mean, that might even happen for people who attended these flagship boot camps, right? But then the advantage that I mentioned is because you have a lower tuition, you're able to, your risk tolerance is higher because you are afforded that opportunity to choose to take like a lower paying like junior entry level developer role because you didn't pay that much, like $30K worth of tuition. And to continue on this disadvantage, like I mentioned, right, you might have to take like a lesser junior developer role. You might have to take contract developer roles or even internship and apprenticeship roles because, you know, you get what you pay for the affordable tuition. Like maybe the quality of the program is not as high. But like I mentioned, like coding boot camps are not a silver bullet. They won't guarantee you a job, right? So even though this is an advantage, this is a possibility, but because you are mitigating that risk by not spending so much on tuition, you have the choice to be okay with these lesser, like less favorable options. Now we can talk about how you can overcome these disadvantages of having choosing an online coding bootcamp because of an affordable tuition. Well, I think the best way to do it is before you attend a coding bootcamp like this, you take at least like minimum 3 months to prepare for it by simulating a mini coding bootcamp for yourself, preferably longer. Like for me, I think focus attention close to 6 months, and then just overall like close to a year of preparing for an online or preparing for a coding bootcamp. And that helped mitigate the risk of not being able to grasp all the new information learnings in a coding bootcamp. So when I joined Block, I already had exposure to some of the fundamental knowledge of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and even other programming languages. So I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. Therefore, I knew what to do with these disadvantages, right? And I was able to overcome it because I was overly prepared before joining a coding bootcamp. You can check out my blog post or my video series on how I spent close to 18 months to prepare for a coding bootcamp. And that'll be a great resource for you to help you overcome the disadvantage of attending a coding bootcamp that's priced more affordably, which might have those disadvantages that I listed out previously. That's all I have for this video. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope that this content was helpful. Like I mentioned, I have a blog post about it, and I'll link it in my description if you want to read ahead. But subscribe if you want to continue to learn more about the arguments that convinced me to attend an online coding bootcamp like Block. And I'll have, I think this was the 5th argument, so I'll have 2 more videos coming up for you. And I hope you can stay tuned for that. Subscribe to this channel, like this video if it was helpful to you. And again, this is MrAddOil, helping you fight your today for your better tomorrow. I'll see you in the next video.